Hello. Well, today is the 20th of December of 2023. And like I said last week, I didn't get a whole lot done because I had family here that we did our Christmas a little early. So I don't have a whole lot to report, but that's fine. I'll give you what I got. As you can see here, I got my stairs moved back in here since I've got this side of the hull pretty much done way past where the stairs go, and I just got 12 feet to do up here now. 2 6-footers I'm gonna put in there, and then we'll have this thing all done up to the raised shear. So yeah, in the next week or so we'll have this done. And then I'll have to start down here. So yeah, about the first of the year we're gonna start putting the plywood on the bottom of the hull, and we'll have to see how that goes. One thing I was going to make a note of, these planks or pieces of plywood aren't necessarily straight, and so I've been patterning them. And what I've been doing is I would lay this up here and we'd have a solid point here and a solid point here where it laid on the raised shear, and then we'd have a little bit of a curve in here. So what I was doing is every 6 inches I would make a measurement, a little machinist type ruler that I had, and I would make that mark there, or write the distance that we had to extend on the pattern here. But I found that getting accurate measurements with that little ruler of mine was, not difficult, but it wasn't perfect. And so what I wound up doing was I wound up making a bunch of little popsicle sticks. I just cut them off to little points, and then I would have a hot glue gun up there, and I would just drop these down to the piece of plywood that I was measuring to, and then put a drop of glue on there. And so I had a whole series of these on here that gave me these little points. And I left a little flat piece on the edge there so I could just get a pencil tip right up to that, and then mark that on the piece that I was cutting out. And that seems to be actually a little bit quicker doing it that way. I know it doesn't seem like it would be, but I really believe it was. Now this piece here, this next piece here that I'm doing, interestingly enough, it was within a 1/16 of an inch of being completely flat across here. So I did not even bother down there. And then the top end of it, I cut it a couple inches long, and then I lay the piece up there, mark which part of the piece of wood is up, and then I trace the actual raised shear line from the boat onto the back of this, and then cut it. And this one was actually pretty straight here too, of course, but that gives you a perfect edge on the top. And when I was doing the bottom here, of course, I could do that on the bottom. I would have to pattern the top edge and then draw a line off the bottom edge here to get the curvature. So we were only having to pattern, really accurately one edge of that. But that's what we're doing there, and this is working fine. Like I said, I got one more piece to do after this one, and I got, of course, epoxy and fiberglass cloth to put on there yet. And like I said, I've been working on this door here, and yeah, another major screw up. I ran these through these little pieces before I glue them on here. I ran them through my planer to get them, almost perfect to the thickness of the plywood, so I didn't have to do a lot of sanding. And then here I was sanding over here, and I actually sanded through the veneer of the plywood over here. I did that in a couple spots on the first one, and I kind of made a note to myself not to do that again. And what did I do? Geez, that's thin veneer. I applied, sanded right through it. Well, what we're having here is sawdust and stuff would be on the surface of the wood, and I wouldn't notice that I was actually going all the way through it. And I think this side is significantly better. Yeah, it is. So this will probably be my, if I can, I'll have the other side as my outside piece, and this will be the inside the bathroom. But yeah, that's unfortunate, but well, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, I got one more coat of polyurethane to put on this piece, on this side, and then we'll flip it over and put 3 coats on the other side as well. But yeah, I got my stairs moved back up here last night. That certainly makes life a lot simpler, easier getting in and out of the boat. And I did not attach it to the side of the boat like I had it the first time. Since I really didn't want to put any more holes in here than I needed to. Now this is still going to have to come off here occasionally because I need to work on the seams here, but anyway, it's not that big a deal to pull this off here. I got 2 screws here on this railing and 2 screws here, just kind of supporting this, holding it up there. And the cats like this better too. So we can get in and out of the boat a little easier, carry things up and in and out of here a little easier. Going up and on the ladder just isn't a whole lot of fun up here. And then you're stepping on this relatively slick tank in here. Got a little sawdust and dust covering it, and yeah, one could slip in here. Unless you're a cat. Cats don't slip, right? Yeah. Cats don't slip very often. Once in a while, but not very often. Anyway, so I guess that'll be all I have to. Oh, one other thing. Yeah, no word on the prop in the shaft yet. You know, on their website they said 4 or 5 days. Yeah, and it's been 2 weeks now, and I haven't heard anything. So let's hope that's okay. Yeah, we don't need any more issues. Who we got out there? We got Archie and Spot. Sure is a good thing those cats and dog get along all right. All right, well, here's wishing you a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Wondrous Festiva, all that sort of stuff. And we'll talk to you again next week.